Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elevate Your Life podcast. We are doing podcast number 182 today, your complete guide to strong bones and happy joints, Cheryl.
That is awesome. I love this because there are so many people that are having so many problems and struggles with this exact thing, and I know you play golf, I play tennis, and it's amazing to see. And I think what I'm seeing is problems younger and younger in people.
Yeah. We were just having a little contest before we started recording this podcast about whose family has more hip replacements or knee replacements. I mean, it's crazy. Just the people we know that have it, and not just had it once, but are having it a second and third time because they had it so young.
I know, that's so bad. They say that they only last like around 10 years. So
Yeah.
what the doctors used to is they used to wait, right, until you were
Right.
old to do it. But now people are like, no, I want it done right now.
Too much
I'm
money, too.
48 years old. I'm 48 years old. I need to get my knee replaced. I
Yeah.
mean, how can that even be good for anybody except the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies that are making all the money?
Yeah, and it's all preventable, folks. The problem, and we were just talking about this again right before the podcast started, that it's just become the way of society that, well, this is just the way it is, and it's not the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
So let's go over some really bad statistics first, talk about the problem, then we'll talk about the solution to this problem, because it is an enormous problem facing not just people in the United States with United States stats in front of us, but the whole world. I mean, there's no difference between any place in the world. Everyone's having major bone and joint issues.
Well, the other thing I think I see, Paul, that just is like shocking to me is it just seems people don't know where to turn, right? So they hear it all the time. Oh, this and this and this. Then they see all their friends doing it. No, so-and-so got a knee replacement or a hip replacement. Yeah. Oh, and not only that, but they're on the medication and the drugs and all of these other things. So I have pain. So I'm either going to get a knee replacement or a hip replacement, or I'm going to take drugs. And you're absolutely right. That is not how it's supposed to be. That is not the way it is. So I'm super excited to talk about this because you can fix the problem. But first, like you said, Paul, let's go over some statistics, which I'm not kidding you, were eye-opening for me and quite alarming. The first one, 54 million Americans have low bone density or osteoporosis.
It's a lot of people.
54 million. 1 in 2 women and 1 in 4 men over 50 will break a bone due to osteoporosis. So you're out there doing your thing like you've always done, and you're 50 years old, and all of a sudden, you step off the curb and bust your ankle.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
The bone density is so low right now in people's bones.
And Paul, what is the drug that affects bone density? Statins.
Yep.
Statins are, if you're taking a statin, that is affecting your bone density like crazy. It's just unbelievable how bad statins are for you. Okay, osteoarthritis affects over 32.5 million adults in the U.S. And about 80% of adults over 65 have some form of joint pain or arthritis. And
that's a huge number, 80%. Now, again, we've just come to accept this in life that, oh, well, I'm getting older, and of course my joints are going to hurt. It's going to be harder to walk. My bones are going to break. Just the way it is. No, it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, here's one I don't like. Women are 4 times more likely than men to develop osteoporosis. Now, do you think that has anything to do with weightlifting and stuff? I mean, does that helps your bones and joints, right?
Absolutely. It's that, but it's also the hormone changes are more prevalent women than men. So that's to me the number one cause. I think more women are getting involved in the strength training and seeing that, going to the gym, helps. Lifting weights, tremendously. There's nothing more important than that. It's the nutrition. You just got to have enough calcium in your body.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm excited to start talking about that, but let's finish this up. So, let's talk about joint replacements for a minute. So over 1 million total joint replacements are performed annually in the United States. Over 1 million. And that doesn't seem very high to me, just because I think I know like half of them that are.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, these statistics may be on the low side here.
Oh my gosh. So more than 450,000 hip replacements are done each year, and approximately 750,000 knee replacement surgeries are performed every single year. And the average age, now, yeah, this is crazy. The average age for knee replacement surgery is 55.
Yep.
55 is the average age. That means there's a lot of people getting it younger.
Yep. And
right?
then, like you said, they're getting multiple ones throughout their life, 65, 75.
Yep. Yeah. Every 10
This
years.
next one's the humdinger, though.
Yeah. The number of hip and knee replacements is expected to increase by 500% by the year 2040. Now, Paul, and I think you mentioned earlier why this is because people are beginning to think it's normal. Of course, I'm getting a knee replacement. It's just like, oh, I'm going to the store. Oh, I'm going to get a knee replacement. It's people are just thinking that it's normal and natural to do that. And I literally could not agree or disagree with that more strongly. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But people are tired of being in pain, right? I mean, I have a lot of friends tired of being in pain. I want to play tennis. I'd rather take 6 months off, get this done and fix it than be in pain all the time.
Absolutely. But let me just go over how this number came to be about. So there's a curve, there's a chart right now. If you're not, most people are watching this on a or listening to this on a podcast, so you're not seeing the chart, but I'm trying to describe it here. So there's a graph that's been going up, and what they do is they see the line, it's been going in a certain direction, so they just kind of take the same line and continue it on into the future. So they're like, well, how can you predict something in 2040? Because you're just taking the current trajectory and carrying it out throughout that. And it's such almost like a straight line going up that's how they can get to this 500% number. And really, when we look at everything going on now in society, it's 2025, and all this stuff's coming out about the food, all the harmful chemicals in food. Owning the Institute of Holistic Health, we are seeing gut health. I mean, these drug companies, these food companies are not stupid. They've been going after children for a long time now.
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe our age group was one of the last ones that had a chance at having a healthy gut. Now, from the get-go, from birth, their number one goal, and I'm not trying to cause some kind of conspiracy theory here. This is the truth. They're trying to destroy your gut.
Yeah.
So you can't absorb things anymore. Because how are all these kids all of a sudden and all of these bone and joint problems happening at such a young age? So it's the absorption of the nutrients. I really believe that's gone down the most. But of course, the foods we're eating contain less and less. Again, the average food contains 85% less nutrients now than it did 100 years ago.
Not only that, but there's way more chemicals and harmful things.
Yeah. Is milk even milk? Is this even, is vegetables even vegetables? Like there's all GMO stuff coming out and things that just, you grew up on a farm. Like you had the milk, straight from the source there and you just freshly squeezed this morning, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I'm super grateful that that's exactly how I grew up. And now I, of course, wish my kids could have grown up like that. But let's talk for a minute about
Speaking of children.
With these kids. Yeah, because it's just crazy. So around 1 in 3 kids experience chronic joint pain at some point during their childhood.
Yep.
Juvenile arthritis affects approximately 300,000 children in the United States. I don't know about you, Paul, but I've never in my life when I was a child knew of anybody that had arthritis.
What? I didn't even know what that term meant. I had to go look it up.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Now here, this is just
juvenile arthritis.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And let me tell you, this next one just like makes me sick. Childhood obesity affects 14.4 million children. And that being overweight and having this problem with weight gain, that really impacts their bones and joints and the development of them, right? I mean, it's so bad. And nearly 50% of children and adolescents lack adequate vitamin D, which is essential for bone health. Of course they do, because everyone's like, stay out of the sun, get on your sunblock, do this, do that.
And all the video games, so now they're not even going outside,
Going outside,
they're
sure.
staying inside. So it's a
Yeah.
double whammy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then sports related bone and joint injuries in children have increased by 55% in the last decade. Right now, is that because more kids are playing sports? I
No,
don't think so.
no,
I really don't think so. I think it's
no.
because it's just harder for them,
They're
right?
lacking the calcium,
Yep.
and their gut is so bad that whatever calcium they're getting isn't being absorbed.
Yep. And about 3.5 million children under the age of 14 receive medical treatment for sports injuries annually. It's
Yeah.
just crazy. And
Big
I always
problem.
think like this, Paul, like I think it's so important for adults to get the calcium and the magnesium and the vitamin D and all the things we're going to talk about here that create these healthy bones and joints. But I think it is 1,000 times more important for kids to get them. And I don't think, unless a parent is like, hey, and they're like on top of it and understanding it and saying, hey, I need to get some of this into my kid's body, they're not getting it because they're not going to get it in their food.
Yeah. I mean, so my mother was a registered dietitian. She knew all this stuff and raised me and my sister knowing that I got to get my kids supplements. I got to give them more calcium. I got to get them more vitamin D. I got to give them all this stuff. So I was super blessed. You grew up on a farm with the best, of everything available to you. So we were blessed in both those cases. Plus, we got involved in health and wellness at a very young age.
Right.
So we've been doing the right things for so long now that,
it shows.
it shows.
It's really starting to make, I mean, of course I could see a difference earlier, but I can really see a massive difference for me and in my kids too. I mean, I can just look at my kids and think, oh my gosh, they look so healthy. And I don't think that I see a lot of healthy looking kids out there anymore.
No.
I just don't. And it's just so sad. So super, super important to start early, taking care of your bones and joints, right? And just, and now, we're going to get into kind of what is the root cause of all these bone and joint problems. And this is so exciting to me though, Paul, because there's something you can do about it.
There is,
right?
there is. And we're going to kind of contradict ourselves here. So I apologize for that. But where Cheryl and I come from, where the Institute of Holistic Health comes from, is a place where we don't really want to focus on solving problems. Even though we just spent 20 minutes talking about problems, we don't really want to focus on problems. What we want to focus on is people. We believe if we can make people strong, there won't be any problems, which is absolutely correct. So it's kind of like, do you want to win the battle or win the war? We want to win the war. Okay, so we want to make strong people. That's why we made that 90 for Life video, or that 90 for Life podcast, which was the last podcast we did. So this is 182. So if you go back to 181, go to elev8yourlife.com and get the notes for all these things. And you can go listen to 181, which is 90 for Life. So that's really what we believe in. And that's, if we don't mention it, which I'm sure we will, but if for some reason we don't, we always mean to mention it first. That's where everything starts, is making the human body strong. And we know that Dr. Wallach teaches us that if you give the body what it needs, it can do amazing things. So it's not that this is doing it for us. It's giving the body the raw materials to do what it's supposed to do. There's no magic potion or lotion out there that is going to make your knees or bones stronger. This is raw materials that your body uses, the body that God made, to do what it's supposed to do and make these bones and joints stronger. But if you don't give it the raw materials, it can't do it. So part of the 90 essential nutrients that we talked about in the last podcast, was calcium. It's the most abundant mineral. All the minerals, there's 60 minerals, they're all important, but calcium is the most abundant mineral in your body, and the one that's lacking the most in people, and the one that's, I think, the most misunderstood, mostly because we have friends and family and people we know that think that drinking milk will give you strong bones because of commercials they've seen on TV, or
your body,
some sort of dairy
product.
Yeah,
your body just can't use that type of calcium, right? I mean, that's
and
the
there's just not enough in it.
With that, right? There's not enough in it. Your body can't use it, and not only that, but it's not just about the calcium, isn't it? So because sometimes when I hear something, I'm like, I'm gonna run out and get that and use that, right? Because that's what, oh, Paul and Cheryl said calcium, off I go. No. Wait a second.
Yeah.
The reason I said that is because it's important to have more than just calcium. Calcium, and we talked about this when we talk about the 90 essential nutrients, right? That's the foundation of health. But calcium is the foundation for your bones and joints. And it's not calcium by itself. None of these things work by themselves, right? It doesn't work by itself. Calcium cannot work by itself. It has to have, and I know you guys have heard it because it's all over everywhere. Calcium needs magnesium to work. Well, magnesium needs vitamin D3 to work. And vitamin D3 needs this to work. And something needs this and this to work. So it's all together. All of them work super well together to make your body and your bones really strong, right? And so, but you need all those things together. And then, of course, Paul, like you said, you have to be able to absorb it. Your body has to be able to absorb it, which is harder as we get older. Yeah. So please pay attention to that. You swallowing a big calcium pill may not be the right way for you.
No.
Right? You might need to have a liquid or a powder or something like that.
It's not Tums either, by the way.
Oh, gall. I don't know. That doesn't do anything. That's a whole nother story. But no.
But I do want to touch on that for one, just because I mentioned it. So, you have an upset stomach or anything feels acidy in your body. The calcium is the most alkaline substance out there. So that's why they make Tums out of a really bad source of calcium, but it's still effective somewhat in reducing acid in your body because it's so alkaline. But a good source of calcium would blow away a Tums or any of those other things out there because it gets absorbed way better and is a better, alkaline product.
Yeah, well, and I love what you said about calcium because calcium makes your muscles tighten.
Yes.
Right? And then magnesium makes all of your muscles relax.
Yep. Contract and relax.
Yeah. So they work super well together. So I love that. Well, let's talk now about collagen, because gosh, that's kind of like the word of the month, the word of the year, the word of the decade here lately.
Yeah. So the story behind this is so we recommended a product called Glucogel, which we still recommend. It's the magic in it is actually traced back to Dr. Wall teaching about gelatin. So he actually recommended Knox gelatin to people back in the day because that was the best way he could find at that moment to get people to repair these bone and joint issues, was actually taking Knox gelatin. So then we figured out a way to actually put it into capsules called the Glucogel. Worked amazing. We had more testimonies in that one product than really all the products put together because so many people had joint problems that were so debilitating that when they took this product, they were like, holy cow, like I'm not getting the knee surgery now. I'm not getting the hip surgery.
And that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, we were like, we couldn't keep this product in stock. And it's still a huge product. But now the reason why gelatin works so well is because in the body, it turns into collagen. Well, through modern science, we actually now discovered how to make collagen. And we don't necessarily need gelatin to turn into collagen because we can take straight collagen. So this is the glue that holds the whole body together. So obviously, as we age, this collagen breaks down. Now, if you're getting enough calcium, which is one of the 90 essential nutrients, your body can make collagen. So, but there's a conversion process. So we like to kind of take a shortcut and just take collagen. And it's the hottest, like you said, you can't even turn on the television set without some sort of commercial on there talking about collagen. It is they call it the fountain of youth. So not only does it make your bones stronger, your joints better, but it makes you look better. It does an amazing thing for your skin.
Yeah, I think it's funny that we're talking about bones and joints, right? And everyone's like, oh, I didn't even know that's what collagen was for because I've been my face because everybody wants to look younger longer, right? So, but it does all of that stuff. So I absolutely
it's even if you work out, it repairs the muscle tissues held together by collagen. So the more collagen you have, the better muscle development you can have. It holds your arteries together. Like it's literally, there's no better phrase than to say that collagen is the glue that holds the whole body together. That's a great way of explaining it because it truly does do that.
Yeah, I love it. And I have seen a huge difference taking it every day. I really have.
Oh,
And I love it just because it melts right in whatever you're drink. If you drink tea or coffee or
yeah.
anything in your protein shake,
I mean,
whatever it
just look at
is.
my hair. It's just unreal. No, hair, nails, skin, bones,
All of it.
joints, muscles. I mean, you name it, it just works wonders on it. So
It helps.
it's the best. It's great supplement to take, but you got to find the right one because there's 5 different types of collagen. So we at the Institute of Holistic Health went through the different collagens out there, found the one that's got all 5 in the right ratios that actually gets absorbed into your body, because there's a lot of bad ones out there, as you can imagine, of just people trying to take advantage of this, just this powerful marketing thing out there going on with advertising collagen.
Yeah, I love that. All right, well, let's talk a little bit now about chondroitin. Now, this
Yeah,
might
so
be
these are all
one.
working together synergistically.
That's right. Now, this might be one that you haven't heard that much about, or less. I haven't actually. Maybe I've seen a little bit about it, but certainly not like collagen. But chondroitin is super important because it's like a shock absorber in your joints. So it's the thing that's in between your joints, and it helps keep your cartilage full of water. So that it's the cushiony stuff in between your joints.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think so crazy is that's what arthritis is when all of that is gone.
Yeah.
Right, when all of that's gone, and then it's like, you guys have heard this bone on bone, right?
Yeah.
Like bone on bone arthritis. So but it starts hurting before that, so at least you're aware of it, but it keeps your cartilage full of water. And so that's why when you move, play tennis, golf, whatever it is, run, that doesn't hurt it. The pain is not there because you've got that cushion in between those joints. So
Yeah.
that's what the chondroitin does, working with the collagen. And also, Paul, tell us a little bit about the other thing that it works really well with, which is the glucosamine.
Yeah. So it just works hand in hand with the chondroitin. Think of it as like a repair kit for your joints. So like the way I like to explain it, I hope this analogy will work for people. The calcium is like that there's a hole in your boat. Okay, the boat's filling up with water. So we got to fix the main issue. The main issue is that you're not getting enough calcium. So you got to fix that hole, which is getting more calcium into your body, and that's absorbed. And then to actually go in and repair the damage that's been done in there, it's that trio of collagen, chondroitin, and glucosamine together in the right amounts that Cheryl and I have, like, we should win some sort of like award for this, like one of those Peace Prize, Nobel Peace Prize awards or something, because this is something we kind of accidentally came about just with working with different clients and trying different things out with them. But we have found this kind of magical formula out there, and I really don't see it in any one product. And we actually had to take a couple of products and put them together to make it work ourselves. But when you take the collagen, the chondroitin, and the glucosamine together in the right amounts, we see amazing things happening in people.
Oh yeah,
they're getting the calcium in fixing. I mean, literally anything to do with bones and joints, any problem.
Yeah, anything hard in your body. That's the way I like to look at it, because it could be even more. And plus, it's so darn good for your skin too, and your hair. I mean, I've got so many people, Paul, on this note, just for one sec. As you get older, your hair starts falling out, and you're like, what? How do I stop that? What's going on? What in the world? Well, this is it. It's the collagen. It's that, and I think it's all of them again put together. Yes, it is for your bones and joints, but I just love, of course, the 90. But I really think that's where it's at too. It's like the 90 with the collagen. That just takes, for me, really. That's where I've seen probably the biggest difference, in just making sure that I'm consistent and taking that every single day.
Yeah. Well, we see the same lady for our skin, and she even admitted herself that it's not about what you're putting on your face. I think so many people are about, oh, what's the best cream to have? When you have a professional esthetician tell you that, listen, there may not be.
Well, I do think that is a little bit important, but I don't think that that's where it starts. And I don't think that you can do it with that alone by any means.
It comes, I believe, real beauty and skin and youthfulness comes from the inside out.
Absolutely.
I mean, I see people 10 feet away, I can tell them they're nutrient deficient just from the way they look.
Absolutely.
So you got to get the collagen, the chondroitin, and glucosamine in your body, in your cells, and that was what's going to make everything work from the inside out. And that's That's how Cheryl and I look so amazing all the time.
That is so funny, Paul. Well, here at the holistic, oh my gosh. Well, no, I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. Here at the Institute of Holistic Health, it's great if you need help on your journey of health and all of this, then you can just get with a certified holistic health coach. If not, reach out to us. We can certainly help you with that and find and just make sure that you're working with the right person that can really introduce you to all of these things and show you exactly what we've spent like so much time out there researching and just finding the best products for people to use.
Yeah, we can actually go show them some of these products. I mean, you should, as Cheryl said, you should talk to your certified holistic health coach, but let's go into the shopping cart that we have for the Institute of Holistic Health and just show people around a little bit so they do want to jump on John something right now. They know what to look for. So let me do a screen share for those of you watching this on YouTube or on Facebook. You'll be able to see what I'm doing here. So I'm pulling up the IW8 shopping cart. So you can get a link. This right below here. There's a link that says click here to view the selection of products that we're talking about. So you just click on that link, and you want to click on. Actually, I think it's going to take you right to the bone and joint support. But let's talk about calcium for a second here. We'll actually going to put some of these calcium products right into the bone and joint category because just so it's easier to find. But what Cheryl was talking about is this OsteoFX. So the liquid and the powder. Cheryl loves the liquid. I love the powder. I put it right in my protein shake, the powder, and it's easier for me to travel with. Cheryl loves the liquid. I know you drink the liquid every night. It's the exact same product, just one's in liquid and one's in powder. So there's no difference at all between the two products. And we searched high and low for a product that was absorbable and contained the right amounts of calcium. So you could take something else that's 1,200 milligrams of calcium is what people need per day, but only absorb. Most products have like a 9 or 10% absorption rate.
Yeah.
These products are rated at 98%. So there's a huge, huge difference. There's also capsules that are really absorbable. There's chewables that a lot of people just like a chewable. So that's
for
a great
product. And that's super good for the kids too, is
yep.
the King Calcium because they taste good.
Yep. And then there's two other products that one, this OsteoProCare we just found from a company that we added to our list here. It's very low carb. So if you're looking for low carbohydrates, you're trying to follow like a keto or a carnivore type of diet. This is great. The Caltati has, and this has a lot of magnesium. It's 600 milligrams of magnesium, which we'll talk about probably in our next video about how important magnesium is for, like Cheryl said, for relaxing. So it's the calcium and magnesium together that you need. So these two products have double the magnesium than these two products do. We kind of take magnesium on the side, and we do it before bed. So you can do it that way, or you can get your magnesium right in the product. And that's what these two products have. It's just that this product has a little less carbs than this one does. That's the only difference. So yeah, that's the calcium. So we recommend picking one of those and adding it to the cart. But then, Cheryl, let's go under the bone and joint category, which we call category 1. So when you take a health evaluation, we recommend getting with your certified holistic health coach and taking a health evaluation, which will actually give you a health score. And it'll rate these different categories, 1, 2, 3, and 4, where your major problems are at. You probably know right now that if you're having a lot of joint pain, that category 1 is going to be your weak spot. But this Glucogel, we want to highlight these two last products here. The Glucogel Plus is a liquid product that contains the right ratios of chondroitin and glucosamine. So this is magical, this product here. I mean, we take this every day. It will make any bone and joint problem feel like the pain go away and actually fix the problem. And then, of course, here's the collagen. This is the collagen that we found to have the biggest impact on the body. It's the most absorbable. It contains all 5 different collagens inside of one product, and it's rather inexpensive. I've seen some products double the price of this, which, and they didn't work half as good. So this is our pick for the product. We talk about the trio. So you get the chondroitin, the glucosamine, and the collagen all in these two products here. So that's that, Cheryl. Anything you want to say and add to that?
Yeah, just remember that it all starts with the 90 essential nutrients, right? So absolutely all of those are so super important. All and I just call them add-on products, but really you want to start with the foundation. And like Paul said, that was in 181, the one before this. But if you're serious about getting healthy and serious about really gaining some knowledge, that there's more out there than just drugs and surgery, then really you're going to want to listen to that podcast 181. And then from then on, for like the next 6 months or so, we're going to go through all of these different things, all of the, the different categories, but really it's about your whole body. And it's even more than that, isn't it, Paul? I mean, you guys can see right behind us, Elevate Your Life. So yes, it is about health, and that's where we love to start, but it really is about all 8 areas of our lives, because that's really what it's about. You need to have each of those areas: spiritual, physical, and all the others. And really your
And we
career.
see quality of life go down
Oh,
tremendously
oh,
from this one,
oh yeah.
from having bad bones and joints, so
Right.
it really is
And
elevate
that's,
your life.
well, and that's the crazy thing, Paul, because what I mean, and it's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Yeah. The age that people are dying now is 78 years old, but what, at 65 you're going to be in a wheelchair? And so nobody wants that, right? We want to live,
Going in for your second hip replacement.
I don't know, we want to live, like really live a life that you love well into your 80s and 90s. I mean, I really believe that. So oh my gosh,
Absolutely.
this has been so much fun. I love this, Paul. It was so great spending time with each of you today. Stay committed and stay consistent. Remember that you have the power to elevate your life and the lives of those around you. We can't wait to see you next time. Keep elevating.